What's up, y'all? It's Ice McGowan, and welcome back to another episode of Raised by Wolves. Today, we're going to talk about Christmas. Christmas, one of my favorite holidays, and we're going to talk about Christmas back in my early dad days, when Christmases wasn't so fun, wasn't such a fun experience for me, and especially being somebody that loves Christmas. You know what? I'll save that for y'all. But first, I want to get in the present a little bit. I want to be in the present. If you guys haven't realized it, this is another unpolished episode. This is kind of a mixture of both. Like, I have a structure that I wanted to do because I said this was supposed to be last week's episode. So I do have that structure, but I still want to live in a kind of off the cuff energy because I really like my energy. Not saying the energy was bad on those other on those other episodes. And it's funny too from an editing perspective. Sometimes I get so mad at myself, and we already going into a tangent. But like, I talk so fast sometimes and like so energetic that like I don't even give myself space to cut it and redo it, and I would have to say the whole thing over again, but I'm not going to do that because I don't care. Like, hey man, we mess up, and I'm not going to like cut everything to where I got to redo everything cuz sometimes like I mess up so much that I feel like it impedes on the energy of something, and it's like this is real, this is raw. I'm not shooting a freaking movie. Like, why should I just have to be like, all right, y'all, what's up, y'all? It's like, hold on, what's up, y'all? Like, it gets to the point where I'm even watching it that I'm like, bro, you should have just kept going. Like, just F it. You should have just kept going, bro. So I'm gonna just keep going. That being said, y'all about to get this off the cuff structured mix. But before we dive into the past, I did want to bring us to the present for a little bit. If you're a parent watching this, you might notice. If you are parent adjacent, whether that's an uncle, auntie, or something like that, you might notice. And I mean, just being an adult, you're gonna notice as well. But becoming a parent and growing up, your emotions change. And what I mean by that is you get soft. Specifically my guys. Cause ladies, their emotional spectrum and intelligence is, miles and miles and miles and acres and miles ahead of ours. So like, man, we be all up in our eternalness. So like those layers, if you will, like an onion off a Shrek, those layers start to peel back the older you get, and then that speed increases even more when you become a parent. And I say all that to say I have been fortunate enough to be an uncle, and I'm not a biological uncle because my brother who passed away, he passed away before he can have a child. But also my sister, she's out of the kid game and she never got in it. So the only thing that I can do is be an uncle, and to my homies kids, and my brother Marcus and his wife Kristen, they had a child almost 2 years ago now, by the name of Cairo, and they were nice enough to put me in the uncle game. And I'm just gonna say it out here: I'm the greatest uncle to ever live. I'm really out here in these uncle streets. And two things that transpired with my nephew Cairo that really tested my emotions. The first thing was a few months back. It was actually probably like August, July, somewhere around there. They FaceTime me. And like I said, Cairo at that time, he wasn't one yet. So they FaceTime me, and that's something that we do every week. I always talk to Cairo every week. And it's like, Uncle Ice, Uncle Ice, I'm Uncle Ice, man. What's up, man? Because I'm Uncle of the Year. Come on, man. Because he lives in Vegas, so I can't see him in person like I would want to. And I think it might be good that I can't see him like I want to, because I probably would be there every day. But yeah, they called me, and he was walking, and he ain't walked before. And I was just like, yo, that's dope. My boy Cairo walking. That's so lit. Like, I was already like kind of emotional just seeing him walk. And I was like, yo, how long he been walking? And they was just like, right now. I'm like, excuse me? They was like, yeah, he just started walking right now, and we immediately FaceTime you. Ain't no way, y'all just. In a way, y'all just this his his first steps, and y'all called your boy. My man Cairo taking his first steps, and y'all called me, dog, dog. What do you like? Like I'm getting re emotional just thinking about it. I think like that's so dope, man. I mean, obviously that's a testament to our relationship, obviously, even Marcus and I. But I think that like for them, even if I was a third or fourth person they called, I'd be like, yo, that's dope. Even if I got the call a day later, I don't like the fact that they included me in such a pivotal moment in Cairo's life. I I can't words can't explain. That's why I'm already like choked up and messed up on the words. I think that's beautiful and that's love. And I think and they might have got a thug tear out your boy. And the other thing happened today. Well, it happened yesterday, but kind of today because it's 2 in the morning. I'm recording this at 2 in the morning to just make sure I get it out on time. This is my dedication to y'all. But anywho, couple hours ago, Marcus called me, and we talk every week, and he said that earlier in the day they was watching the TikTok, and and the guy on the screen had an afro, and he was closer to my complexion or something like that, but it wasn't me. And Cairo saw it, and he was like, "Uncle Ice, Uncle Ice, Uncle Ice," and and I told him, I told Marcus, I said, "Bro, you can't be telling me this in public," because I was in the mall at that time. You can't be telling me this stuff in public, dog. Like I can't be just out here in the food court crying like this. You can't have me crying in front of old Charlie's, man. You can't have me crying in front of cheesesteaks, brother. Like you gotta send me a letter. Send me a letter. Tell me that you're gonna send me a letter that I gotta sit down and read, and then I'm gonna just read the letter at the crib by myself. You can't just be throwing that at me willy nilly on the FaceTime, dog, because that was the first time that he was able to say both of them together. Either he can say uncle or he can say ice. And for me, for Cairo to put both of those together, and it wasn't even me, but the fact that he associated me and my fro, man, pack me up, man. Pack me up. Pack me up. Mail it off. Pack me up and mail me off. Like that letter that he got to send me. I said, hey man, if we do anything else that you know that's gonna tear me up, don't tell me, man. Just write them all down and send it to me the day that he graduated or something. Maybe then I'm be even more soft then, dog. So I don't know, but I think, in my opinion, this phenomenon happens, specifically speaking to the parental side of it. It happens because just in that moment you unlock a love for your child that you ain't had before. And that love, like it's not like you can unlock this part and not unlock the other part. Like I feel like it's just a gate or a door or a vault, if you will, that opens. It's like if I'm gonna love you unconditionally, I can't compartmentalize how I love you, and I think those other emotions kind of start to slip in. Like you open a vault for love, and then all of the other soft emotions start coming in. You be like, hey, I didn't want all of y'all. I just wanted love, but it's liquid, so you can't block it. You be trying to block it, it's going through your fingers. You just like, oh, all right, man, F it, I'm here now. And I think that's kind of what happens. Is just like as your child grows and grows and grows, you just get softer and softer and softer, and you just realize stuff that like little stuff, little things. And I think just like seeing your child win, even seeing your child lose, like I feel like, and that there's gonna be an episode down the road that I talk about it too. But like having a student athlete and seeing his trials and tribulations through sports, and you feel they pain sometimes more than they do. And I think that like they unlock a new level of empathy, because I feel like that's essential to being a parent. But obviously, it's a level to it. Like you don't want to be too empathetic and keep them from bumping their head, but you also want to understand that emotions are real, and and especially specifically raising a boy, it's like you got to teeter that line, like don't you go crying about everything, but it's okay to cry. Like you got to find that balance, because you don't want this war torn, emotionally unavailable dude that's just gonna probably just create a cycle of that. Like me getting therapy helped a lot. But even before then, I was always emotionally available to Icy. But it's a fine line, because I don't want my son to be soft. So you got to understand that. Like you got to understand what soft is. Soft is like, this is too hard. Let me quit. Soft isn't, my classmate just died, I'm gonna cry. Like that's not soft. That's just being compassionate. Or I don't want to know his classmate to die, but they just got hurt or something happened. Like just not too long ago, one of his classmates got in a car accident, and he was distraught about that. And they ended up recovering, fully having a full recovery. Thank God. Everybody in the car recovered, and he was torn up about it. And I think that's what being as a dad in that moment. Obviously, I wasn't, I didn't want the kids to be hurt, but I was happy that my son, he just wasn't like, oh well, he wasn't like freaking Rico on Paid in Full. It's like niggas die every day, b. Like he wasn't like that. He was just like, yo, that's my teammate, because he ran track with her, and he runs track with her, and he was just like, man, like I hope she good. Is there something, Dad? Is there something we can do if they like start to go fund me? Can I give my money for it and stuff? Like there's multiple times where Icy has shown compassion through multiple ages, like not even him as a teenager, him as a little kid. And I think that's dope. And I think as a parent, I take more pride in that than him running, a 10-900, or him getting 10 touchdowns, or him like, I'm not about to just rattle off all my son's stats, but like those things are great, and we work towards those things too. But putting a good human on this earth is really good. And that's one of the things where it's like, hey man, if he become a bad human, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I created the foundation. He was good until he got over there with them people. But with me, he was straight. But I know that that's not going to happen, because I've also built him to be his own man, and not be an impressionable person, and make his own decisions. And that was something that my dad said. Here we are, just Tangent City. Something that my dad said about me growing up that was really funny. He was just like, you got into a lot of trouble, but I always respected it because you got in trouble on your own. Like you never got in trouble following somebody. I still had to whoop your ass. I still had to whoop your ass, but I found solace in the fact that you got in your own trouble, and you didn't do it following anybody. And that's true. And I think that's what I like about my son. Is like he don't get in trouble. He don't even get in a fourth of a trouble, as I did. He got lunch detention for the first time this past week, but that's just because he was tardy to school. And not like I'm dropping him off late or nothing. His first hour is football, and his second hour is on the other side of campus, and it's a big campus. So, I think it's a combination of his teacher being whack, but also too, he need to hurry his ass up and stop walking in them damn slides all the time. But he got lunch detention, but that's his first thing. That's the first thing he ever got. At least since he been in high school, he got in trouble. He got like in-school suspension in like third or fourth grade because he beat up this kid, and because they was roasting each other, and Icy don't know how to roast, especially at that time. He can roast now, but then it's a long story. He had a crazy ball fade. He got the 90s ball fade that we all had to go through. He got that. And they was roasting him about it, but Icy don't know how to roast. So like Icy just, instead of like talking about the person being like, oh, your shirt dusty or this and that, like he just went for the juggler and was just all like, hey, that's why your mama on heroin. And they was like, yo, what? Like my mama, like, and his mom, the dude mom really was on drugs, but he didn't know drugs like that. He just knew heroin for some odd reason. And I guess that just happened to be the drug that she was on. And the dude got mad, and they started scrapping. Icy packed the dude up. Like Icy beat him up because I could taught my son how to fight. And Icy packed him up, and he got in trouble, and he got in school suspension. And that was like the last time since this lunch detention that he's gotten in trouble. But um, I know that won't happen. I know the child that I'm building that won't be lost through homeboys, a girlfriend, sports team coaches. I know he's gonna stay a solid human because I've instilled that in him. But I say all that to say, like, I'm soft, man. I'm soft, man. As much as am I don't even think my exterior is too hard, but I do think that, depending on in what space that you see me in, I can come off a little like rough. But that's only like in a competitive setting. I don't my default setting isn't like that. But I try my best to, stay in tune with my emotions because I feel like we're in a new era of dads that are okay showing their emotions. Like, okay saying I love you or I'm proud of you when it's not a graduation or a wedding or something like that. I think are the dads of the last generation were very much I'm showing you my love by putting clothes on your back, a roof over your head, and food in your mouth. So like that's how they show love by action. They very seldom said it. Like I can probably count on both of my hands in 33 years of life how many times my dad has said I love you. He said it a lot more, but like let me give him cut him some slack. I think since like nah, I ain't gonna cut him some slack because it's like it's been more in the past 5 to 6 years, but I think in its totality, I'm watching him. Like I've only had my son 16 years. Like I feel like I had my dad washed maybe 6, 7 years in. It always works his way back. Because I mean, we would say it every time we got off the phone, every time that we see each other, every time that he would finish a game, a track meet. Like I love you. I'm proud. Like even if I'm mad at him, I still love you. This how you performed, whether good or bad, doesn't dictate how much I love you. Like I love you all the same. So I think we're out of that. I just show with my love and I don't say with my love. We now show and we say. And we better. We're better dads. I will go as far as to say that y'all can say what y'all want about us and that we do this and we do that and we do. Hey, we are better dads than our last generation. I don't have no issue saying that. This generation of dads is better than the last generation of dads, but we wouldn't be these dads without our dads. Like, we saw what our dads was doing, and we were just like, okay, that's hella dope. That's hella dope. That's hella dope. Ooh, I do not like that. He is emotionally unavailable. When I try to ask the tough questions, he turn up on me, and he don't communicate well. Like, I'm not gonna do that, but he is a provider. He will work day and night for us. He will teach me everything that he knows. He will put me up on game. All of these things, like I'm gonna do that and double down on that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually gonna leave that there and then fill it with love and empathy and compassion and communication. So that's why we better. And that's what I want the next generation to be. I think there's stuff that I do that my son is just like, yo, that's whack, big dog. I'm not doing that, but I am gonna do this. And Christmas was one of those things. Y'all see how I did that? You see how I made the segue to our topic for today? Because I can keep going about the emotional stuff and the generations of dads and but I'll leave the rest of that for another day. But this is about Christmas, man. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long, big dog. I'm gonna just talk about a specific time, and I might, if it like, I wanna integrate a clip into here. Actually, I'm gonna play the clip right now, and then I'm gonna talk about it and use that. Let's do that. Before I play this clip, the reason that this clip is just audio and not visual is because this mic that you see right here was on my Christmas list. It was the only thing on my Christmas list, and my beautiful, wonderful, great family. I say beautiful with the asterisk because my sister isn't beautiful, but everybody else in my family is. Excuse me, beautiful friends and family were kind enough to get me this very expensive gift of this Shure mic. The What's is it? It's the nice one. It's whatever the big dog one. I can't remember. MV7, I think it is. Yeah, MV7. They got me the MV7. And I was testing it out because I knew I was gonna make this podcast, and I actually have a clip of me talking about this podcast to Icy in December. So we spoke it. I spoke it into existence. We are now 10 episodes deep. So look at that. But yeah, so in the clip, we're talking about Christmas. And yeah, that's it. Like that's all I'll say, and then we'll go with the rest of the episode. Ready? Let's play it. Let me turn up the volume, make sure y'all hear it. And do you feel like as a dad I've done a good job
Yeah,
during
yeah,
Christmas?
yeah. I've always thought Christmas was live with you, and I was excited for that. So I just want to, keep that going. I hope they do it for their kids. I just want like just for a generational thing. Just for Christmas to be like super dope.
Because I think a lot of people. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Generational. It's generational, man. There's a whole conversation that I might put at the end of this. Um, that he talks about like how dope Christmas was and how I always made it good and how I always made it lit. And that's what this episode is about because it wasn't always lit and it wasn't always good. It got a little spooky there. It got a little down to the wire, um, if you will. And shout out to the parents. Shout out to the parents. The same dad I was just talking stuff about really came through clutch in Christmas. So this is what happened. 2013. Like I told you, I think I said it in one of the episodes, that this is moved in with my mom. Mom was super, super, super dope for letting me do that. You know, I finished out the 2 months of the lease by myself, straight cash, homie. And I was able to just go to school and go to work and live with my mom. Now, my mom's crib was a lot further away. My mom lived in Mesa. My job and my school was in Tempe, so it did make my commute a little longer. Still no car, shawty. That's why I ain't get my license. Still no incentive, but at that time, my incentive should have been me. But so I was busing it. So, taking the bus because homegirl gone. So it's just bus. That made my commute a lot longer. That made my days longer. Long story short, your boy was falling asleep at work. I was falling asleep on the phone. When they would do quality assurance calls, they'd check in on my calls. And it just so happened the calls that they did they assurance on, your boy was snoozing. So they liked me. They liked me. They gave me a pass the first time, and they might have gave me no, they gave me a pass the first time, but then it was like, yo, the second time around, bro, if that happened again, we got to get you up out of here. And I did it again, and they got to get me up out of there, and they got me up out of there. So, your boy was on the broke side. Your boy pockets after a couple months they wasn't hitting. I couldn't really do OT like that. Like I was getting enough money to kind of just stay afloat and decent to like if I wanted something to eat, I can get it. Like my child support was paid and I can get food. Like it wasn't flowing like that. So it was already not a lot. So to go from not a lot to even less. And by that time, they didn't take too much time because that summer, the summer happened. I was able to get to work and stuff. That didn't happen until I ramped my schedule back up to when it went back to school, work, track, and all that. So this is September, October. So I think they let me go in October. So October, usually like late October, November, from what I hear from most parents, that's when they start gathering stuff to get they Christmas together, and that's when my dad actually told me this. He's like, that's when I start to figure out which bill I wasn't gonna pay, and I'm sure a lot of parents do that. They're kind of like, okay, which what can I go delinquent on a little bit, so these kids can have a good Christmas. I didn't have that option. There wasn't a bill that I can go delinquent on because one, I wasn't paying any bills. I wasn't paying my phone bill, no bill. Like none of my bills were being paid for because that time I got back cool with my dad a couple years before that, but I had got back cool with my dad. So we didn't have any phone issues. He took over the phone bill. He paid it in full, and I was back on the phone line. So like I wasn't paying no phone bill. Living with my mom, like I said, she's super dope. Didn't have to pay rent. Didn't have a car, so only thing my real expenses was like food and the bus pass. But my dad, I mean, excuse me, my mom cooked all the time, so the food wasn't that much expensive. If I wanted like canes or something like that, then I can get it every now and again. But it got real. It got real in the field. The bank account, well, it wasn't on zero, but it wasn't on 100 either. It was somewhere between 0 to 100 real quick. Um, but Christmas came. Christmas was approaching. This was like Black Friday. Black Friday. Now, my brother, rest his soul, he was making money, but not the type of money that you can bless your boy with, right? And I remember him like, hey, I'm gonna get this for Icy right now. Like he went Black Friday shopping. I think he got him a PS4 or something like that. If that was out, right? PS4, yeah, PS4 was out, and he got himself that for Christmas. And then there was like this big Ninja Turtle like blimp, which had all like the Ninja Turtles in it and something. I was like, yo, this is dope as hell. Like this would be super dope for Icy. I ain't got the money for it, and I was just like, yo, I'll spot you for it. Like, I'll spot you the money for it. I'll give it to you at some point. And he's just like, bro, you broke. You're broke, dog. Like, stop. When am I going to get this money? So he bought it, but he was just like, yo, say it's from both of us because I'm not getting nothing else, but I don't want him to think that he got nothing. So say that we can bond on the gift. I'm just like, nah, dog. Like, I'm just going to say this is from you. In hindsight, I probably should have said it was from both of us, but I'm like, yo, nah, this is your gift. You spend money on it. This is more than enough. Like, I'm like, you straight. And he was just like, you got like, what you gonna do for Christmas? I'm like, bro, I can hustle. I can get my money up. It's nothing, right? Other thing about Christmas at that time, usually I can get a temp job and do, make a quick buck, something like that. That particular Christmas, I couldn't get a temp job because everybody got the same bright idea of like, I got to get my money up. I got to go get this temp job. I only had one opportunity to get a temp job. And then I took some test and I messed up on the test. Like, well, I didn't mess up on the test. So basically, they was just like, and they said it, but they was weird about it. They kind of said it under their breath. It's another tangent. Is like you took the test, but they was like, if how the test was, it was all like the Scantron, the bubble, the multiple choice. But like if the question for number one would be right here, and then the answer for number one would be like up here. So it was weird to where it's like they was like, hey, just make sure you're paying attention on the test. So like some people think they're answering for number two, but they really answering for number one. So I was going through the test, right? And long story short, I failed for the okie doke. I wasn't like I was just trying to get it over with. I was already mad about something. And I was mad that I couldn't find a job. So I was mad at that. I was mad that I was on my fifth or sixth temp agency at this point. And I messed up. I didn't follow, I didn't listen to what they were saying, and I messed up the test. And there was a guy, and Kyler can vouch for this story, and my boy Jacob too, because they were with me. There was a guy that was basically that worked there that was talking reckless. Like, I told you ass not to do that. I told you ass to watch out for that. I'm like, no, you kind of said that stuff in passing, you bitch ass nigga. Like, you didn't really say it, but I mean, I ain't, you said it, but you didn't say it. He was like, well, your two friends passed it and you didn't, so they must have heard it and you just don't listen. I told you, dumbass. And I was like, you got like one more dumbass and I'm gonna beat your ass. And he was just saying, he said something smart again, and I was just like, all right, bro, I'm about to come over there and whoop your ass. And then like he hey, I wish it wasn't 2 or 3 in the morning where I can call Kyler and ask him. He got up. This man had a peg leg. He had a peg leg. I looked over the counter and I saw him, And I was just like, bro, you got a peg leg. I can't even fight your crippled ass. And then I just walked out. He called the cops on me and stuff. But I was long gone by then. And then when the cops came, they was questioning Kyler and Jacob, and they was like, "Do you know this guy?" They was like, "Hey, I don't really know this guy. We went to school with him back in the day, but we just happened to come in when we came in. So you don't know where this guy is." Like they held your boy down. They ain't sing on me. They wasn't giving the Zane Lowe interview. So long story short, I failed the test for the temp job, and I almost fought a pirate. That's basically what happened. I fought a crippled Jack Sparrow. And the crazy part about this too, to bring the license back, even if I did pass the test, I wouldn't have been able to do the temp job because the temp job was driving cars for an auction. Maybe they have them big old school, new school car auctions and stuff. So I would have had the job, which this is a job that Kyla and Jacob did. You have to drive the cars up on the stage to get bidded on. So I couldn't even do it anyway. I found some solace in that. I was just like, you know what? It don't even matter. I couldn't even have done this job anyway because I ain't got a license. But I tell y'all all of that to say that your boy was broke. Your boy was broke, and I was trying to do whatever I could to get a little money in my pocket. Nothing illegal, nothing crazy. I wasn't out there selling my soul on my ass. Kind of the same thing when you live in Hollywood. I wasn't selling that, but I was, trying to make some stuff shake, but it wasn't shaking. It wasn't shaking because again, anything like any type of hustle that I had, I was too late to the hustle because everybody got on the hustle because it was Christmas. Um, and I thought even getting on it around Black Friday was gonna be the move, and it was still like too late. So your boy was broke. Fast forward, we 2, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, no more than less than a week away from Christmas. Only thing that I got under the tree for icy ice is this big ass Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle blip, right? And I'm just sitting there like, dog, like, this can't be it. Like, I had lit Christmases growing up. I can't go out like this. Like, I gotta keep the family tradition going. Like, I can't have my son be like, yeah, Christmas was whack with my pops. I can't do that. I can't do that, dog. But I also ain't got no money. And another thing I got is pride. Cause everybody keeps saying like, "You good? You good? You gonna have presents?" Hey, I got the presents. Don't worry about it. I got the presents. Don't worry about it. Like I keep telling everybody that because in my mind I'm like, I do really have it. Like I can go over here and try to get some money. Oh no, I got over. Like I can. I thought I had money that was gonna come and it didn't come. And I was just like, okay, well, what if I like ask people for the Christmas presents early, like my Christmas money early and just use that money? But I'm like, they gonna know something up if I do that. So it's just like, dang, and I can't. I'm like, okay, what if I get my Christmas money early in the morning, like early, and I go to like a Walgreens or something and get like I was trying my best to figure out a way to for my son to have a lit Christmas without one doing something illegal because I also didn't want to get locked up for Christmas. Like, not that I would want to get locked up any other time, but I can't, like, I don't want to create that memory for my son either. Like, man, remember that one Christmas my dad was in jail? Or I guess they had to, it would be one of those things that I have to tell him later. Like, they wouldn't tell him when he was 3 years old or 4 years old. It'd just be like, yo, you remember that one Christmas that y'all had at Nan house? And that's what my son called my mom. When Nan house and everybody was there but your dad, and we said that he had to work or something. No, that nigga was in jail. Like, I didn't want it to be that. And I wanted to see my son have a Christmas, so I couldn't, go any type of illegal avenues. And at that point, I I said I can't do plasma. Like I can't donate plasma. That was a really big thing that everybody did in college, myself included. But like I'm afraid of needles, and I put, I guess, from an exposure therapy, I put my fear of needles to the side to get my money up during college. But like that was like, like when homeless people be like, I'm vegan or I don't want that to eat. Like that was now granted I wasn't homely, but like that was where I drew the line. Like I hustle for stuff, I put that on the same level as selling my ass. Like I ain't selling my ass, I ain't selling my soul, and I ain't donating plasma. And and again, all my plasma donators out there, I'm not saying you selling your ass or your soul. That's just what I told myself. Like I had to put all of those things on that level in order for me not to do it. So I wasn't selling plasma. So I was also applying for jobs too and just seeing could I get like a quick check or something like that, which I ended up doing. I ended up going. I got a job at Macy's, like a Macy's call center. And I think I talked about this already with like my yeah, I think I already talked about this. But yeah, I worked at a Macy's call center, but the check wasn't even going to come till after after Christmas, and I'm like, bro, that ain't no good. Like, I damn near wanted to quit the job once I realized that the check wouldn't be there by Christmas because they did some weird stuff. Like, because I was doing like, okay, if they hire me in, I should be able to work by then. Long story short, I'll save y'all the tangent of details. I was broke. I was broke and prideful. And I don't know if you know, but that's not a good combination. And usually broke and prideful can make something shake. I, as a bona fide hustler like myself, saying I couldn't make something shake, it hurts me. It hurts me now, and I'm 13 years removed from it. But I can't, I can't let my man's go having a one present Christmas. Because I'm gonna be honest, my Christmas has to be better than his mama's. It just has to be. Like, I'm a competitor. I'm a compete in every sense of the word, especially when it come to Christmas. And it's not looking like I'm gonna win this one because I one Ninja Turtle toy is not gonna cut it. I gotta turn up. But I ain't got the money to turn up. So how I'ma win? How I'ma win, man? I'm broke and I'm prideful. And that is not a good combo. Because I ain't got it to give my son, and I'm too prideful to ask for help. But I can't go out like this. So one of these gotta go. I've exhausted all of the things that can cure my brokenness. But I haven't tapped into the prideful part. So I gotta put that pride aside. When I put my pride aside, I had to put my pride aside. I had to do it, y'all. I wasn't happy about it. I'm still a man at the end of the day. But I had to call my dad. I had to call my dad. I had to call my mom. I had to let them know I live with my mom. I had to talk to them. I had to say, yo, your boy is broke. Hell, what you thought I was gonna say? I sold my ass? Come on, man. Hell no. Uh, I had to call my pops. I had to talk to my mom. And I was just all like, yo, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. But I can't let my son have this type of Christmas. And both of their responses were the same. They was like, "Oh, we know, we know. We had the toys already ready to go. Go in the closet. There's some toys that your dad got for him. There's some toys that I got for him. They've been here. We was just waiting on you. We was just waiting on you to see what you were gonna do, and we saw you working. We saw you trying to figure it out. We saw you taking this dumbass job at this Macy's call center. We saw you going to this temp agency. Like we saw you trying to scramble to make it work. We were just debating or wondering when you was gonna put your pride aside and ask us for help. We honestly thought you weren't, and which is why we had these presents ready to go. for Christmas morning. We was gonna surprise you with the gifts. We was gonna surprise you with the gifts and say that they was from you. And that probably, which I'm glad I asked, because if I would have woke up that Christmas morning and saw all those toys and saw that they was from me, knowing that they came from my mom and my dad, talk about emotions. Talk about packing me up. I would have, boy, that would have told me up. You would have thought the presents was for me. But I still felt those emotions when I saw that closet full of toys. Like that was my Christmas. My mama opening up that closet and seeing all them damn Ninja Turtle toys. That's my Christmas. That was I talk about toe up. That tore me up. I know seeing them on Christmas, I would have been crying in front of my son if I would have saw that on Christmas. But I'm damn sure my mama blouse saw a couple tears. My mama blouses saw a couple thug tears because it's just like, damn, like y'all love me for real. Y'all came through for real. Y'all and the fact that y'all like let me get to it. Like y'all didn't just take that from me and let me try to bump my head and figure it out and like grow as a man. That was dope. That was dope. But in that moment, I feel like in that moment, I told myself like this can't happen though. Like they got me this year, but this can't keep happening. I can't let them buy presents for him every year. You got to get on your job. You got to make sure that this ain't never gonna happen again. Never. Even if you got to start saving January 1st, and you just got to make a Christmas won't be like 2013 fun. You got to make it shake. You got to make it happen so you're not back in here. And yeah, that might be harsh to say for a kid that's 21 at the time, but like I'm still a parent at the end of the day. And my parents are still parents at the end of the day, and they did a very dope ass parent thing by doing that. So there was like maybe 9 or 10 different presents. They was like, yo, put our names on one. Like give your dad one, give your mom one, and you take the other 8. And I was like, I can't take the other 8. They was like, you better take the other 8 or we gonna swap the names out. And I was like, all right. And put my name on the other 8, put mom on one, well, grandma on one, grandpa on one, on the other, well, Papa Smooth. That's what my dad is called. Want my son to call him Papa Smooth, and then so from then from Papa Smooth, the other 8 was from Pops. I think I gave my sister one. Well, I think she got him her own gift that wasn't included of the 10, and picked Icy up, brought Icy over, and he was ecstatic. He was ecstatic. All of the, because I know it, like I know what my son loves. I know what he wants. Like that's something that I've always, 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 always been good at from day one to day now. I've always known what my son wants for Christmas because I pay attention, I listen, and I'm present. And I knew Ninja Turtles was his jam, but it was I knew he wanted weapons because he's a kid. So I like one of the things that he wanted was like a turtle shell with the weapons and stuff, and like that was like if y'all don't get nothing else, like I told this to both my mom and my dad. I'm like, if I don't get him nothing else, I got to get him the turtle shell with the weapons, and that was one of the gifts. They remember they literally was just like, all right, what all you plan on getting them? Like what all do you want to get them? And all of the stuff that I said was the stuff that they got. So they followed my list to the T, and Icy got everything he wanted, but he loved that turtle shell with the sai. Who has a sai? Raphael, and he had the red hairband, the red headband, and he thought he was a Ninja Turtle. And he played with the blimp, and he played with the action figures and everything. So I think that like he loved that Christmas, as a Ninja Turtle fan, and me as an older Ninja Turtle fan. It was kind of one of those things like a generations because my pops got me some Ninja Turtle toys that I still had. So just to see like him playing with Ninja Turtles was crazy, and it was a damn good Christmas. It was a damn good Christmas, and I owe that to my parents. That Christmas was nothing without them. Shout out to Jerron, my brother. Um, he made his Christmas good as well. Like that lit a fire in me though. That lit a fire in your boy. We will not be back here again. And I feel like my life, but more specifically my dad journey is just an accumulation of points in life where I have to tell myself you will not be in this space again. Like it was the same with him picking him up and him crying. It was the Christmas stuff. There's gonna be more stuff later on that I'm gonna talk about, but like it doesn't happen often, but it's frequent enough to where it's like, yo, like you got to get better. You got to get better for yourself, but you also have to get better for your son. And that was one of my challenges to myself. Is like get better so you're not in this position again. And y'all heard it. We not in that position no more. We ain't been in that position in a long time. I think it's been about 13 years since we've been in that position. I'm grateful. I'm super grateful and I'm motivated. I'm motivated to keep giving my son dope ass Christmases. I am motivated to instill these great Christmases and what Christmas looks like to my son so he can do it for his kids. And that's something that he touched on in the clip. And I'm going to leave y'all with two things. I'm going to leave y'all with Icy talking about one of his favorite Christmases. And I might even play our whole conversation about Christmas if y'all wanna hear about that. And then you know what? I'll just show y'all the rest. Don't even I don't even wanna tell y'all all it is, but it's just gonna be like just so it's just like a picture and audio. That's the only reason I say that. But I'm gonna throw a little something else in there for y'all just to show y'all how far we done came. I'm Mike McGowan. This is oh wait, before I go, we are on audio platforms now. And I say we because y'all my people. We are on all streaming podcast platforms. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on JPod, the jail podcast streaming service. I'm on all of the services. So please, if you can't or don't want to look at my beautiful face, which is crazy, or you just want to listen to me at work on the workout, on the jog. I'm not recording any of this. If you just want to listen to your boy, go ahead and slide on your boy on the podcast, on the listening, the audio podcast. It's Raised by Wolves, Ice McGowan. I'll actually put the link in the comments so y'all can pull up on me. Now, for real this time, Ice McGowan, Raised by Wolves.
Tell them how it was, growing up with me
Growing up with
as
you,
a teen parent.
it was hell.
Let them know.
It was straight hell in the cell. No, you know what's so funny? The podcast that I actually got this mic for is actually about that. So
Sure.
yeah, that's really every episode. I'm gonna kind of go in chronological order of like before you, a little bit before you was born, when I found out, and then just when you the day you was born, and then just work my way up into now. So
That's all right.
that's funny that you asked that because that's literally what this is about.
Who's gonna be on the podcast?
I mean, the person I'm talking about for sure at some point. You, my mama, just everybody that's been involved in this journey of what 16 years. Yeah, I mean, the first couple episodes are just probably just gonna be me, and then I'll work my way through certain things and get your opinion and take on stuff, and maybe give you some insights on some stuff that happened. I think one thing that you said, he was like, I never knew he was broke like that. And I think
Yeah.
that was funny. I was like, boy, we was struggling. I ain't even know it.
You didn't even know it.
Um,
As long as I had some toys.
tell us about your Christmas.
My Christmas was lit. Before the podcast, I was playing Ready or Not, this game that my dad bought me.
You talk to the mic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Uh,
everything. My room is like basically a whole new setup. I really like my room a lot. Got lights, got everything I really need. Shoes, just way more organized. So I really enjoy my room. It's one of the Christmas I'll remember for sure.
what's another Christmas that you would remember?
The one I feel like number one because I was like hype is so we had our old house on Ivy Street, and one of the Christmas was like, go to your room because I asked for a board. So I'm thinking I already got on my Christmas. I went in there, whole setup PC or like a little I got a keyboard and mouse lighting up, my desk light up, got a monitor. It was lit. So and I was super happy. Like,
Cause you just asked what you asked for, a keyboard that year. It's
yeah.
like I wish I could play this with a keyboard.
And I had the whole setup. I was like, okay, Christmas over, we done opening presents. I was right up on that.
Just wait.
Look, and it lights up the side of the desk.
He said, wow.
What you say?
What you got? What you got? This thing over here is for you to hold your own
Turn the
cup.
lamp off.
That's for your controls.
You put your controllers there.
Your headphones over there.
Headphones right there, and then your cups right there.
My
So
what?
it's like
Your
a cup
cup. You
holder on
gonna
the
put your
side.
cup
Oh.
in there.
And his headphones go on the other side, then he puts his controller right here.
Oh my goodness. That is so
He said, what they do, baby?
What you do, baby?
He just keeps saying, that is so cool.
What do you say, baby?
He said,
You
"What's
got
like
your
like
own desk set
Yeah,
up.
I like it, baby.
that?" Did you hear what Mama Lacey said? She said, all A's, not no B's.
Okay.
Say yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fortnite hit enter.
So,
And you can hit play.
He trying to figure out how to use it. All right, y'all. We got to open up stuff. Why they on the phone?
Now you gonna leave this room?
How do you think you're gonna approach Christmases as a dad?
As a dad, they need to be crazy, especially those younger ones. Like, I want them to be, like, think of Christmas the whole year. Like, January, think of Christmas. Like, my Christmas with us and my kids is going to be, like, one of the best. It's supposed to be for everybody, I feel like, but Christmas is going to be lit. Like how it was with me. Like, I was always excited for Christmas. December came, that's all I thought of. So, yeah, for my kids, Christmas is going to be lit.